Before we start the video, I want to tell you that this story and events are from the main manga, but the pictures are not from it. We come to Ryu's house 2 weeks later. We come to know that Ryu did not have any particular events to attend, so he spent all his time at home. He was always thinking about the future and needed a bit of rest from all of it that was happening in the world. However, such rest would finally end that day. We see that Ryu was looking at his smartphone at an internet group, which was created by the players who were playing the death game. He tapped onto the join button and was now a part of the player world order because it was finally time for Ryu to make a move. Ryu finally knew that it was time for him to get one of the 5 runes that he can obtain in real life. It was none other than the clone rune that Ryu wanted. Just then, a knock sounded on the door, and Ryu Wan entered. He asked Ryu Min what was he doing. Ryu Min said that he was using the internet and he asked him if he needs anything. Ryu Wan said that he was thinking about going out for lunch today. He also said that he is getting tired of always eating delivery food. Ryu Min said they can't, because he might have a lunch appointment planned for today. Ryu Wan was happy when he heard the word appointment, and he said, "Do you have one or not?" Ryu Min let out a playful laugh, then he left the home and walked in street. After while Ryu Min go to the world-changing cafe, that cafe he joined it on internet. Man asked him if he is a player. Ryu said yes. Then the interviewer asked him about his nickname. Ryu said that his name is Little Cockle from the ESK's 122 to 7 zone, and he's been fluctuating between the 4th and 10th ranks. Then, the interviewer guided him to a seat. After a while, another person arrived. It was Shim Hyung. He's the one that Ryo killed in the 4th round. The interviewer asked him about his nickname. Shim Hyung said, "I go by the name Black Fail Dragon." The man answered, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm the interviewer, Nai Syoriyun." Then he introduced Ryu. "This is Little Cockle, who arrived earlier for the interview. Little Cockle, this is Black Flame Dragon. Since you might become fellow cafe members, feel free to exchange greetings." Shim Hyung said to himself, "Is this kid also a player? He doesn't even seem worth a fight." Shim Hyung and Ryu said hello to each other. Then the interviewer said, "Now that you've exchanged greetings, please have a seat here, Black Flame Dragon." After a while, Shim Hyung Taek finally spoke up. "Aren't we supposed to have an interview?" The interviewer said, "Oh, there's another interviewee who hasn't arrived yet. We'll proceed with the interview once they're here." He said, "Let's wait a bit longer." Suddenly, they heard a sound of the door opening. Everyone drew his attention to the person entering. The interviewer asked him to share his nickname. That person said, "My nickname is Black Scythe." The room fell into stunned silence as everyone processed the unexpected revelation. Black Scythe? But the only person who wasn't taken aback was the interviewer, who had been aware of Black Scythe's identity beforehand. Then he said, "As I suspected, so you're Black Scythe. It's a pleasure to meet you." The interviewer reached out for a handshake, exchanging pleasantries. After that, the interviewer said that these two are the candidates for today's interview. Please introduce yourselves. Ryu said, "Hello, I'm Little Croc." Now it's Shim Hyung's turn to introduce himself, so the interviewer asked him to introduce himself, but Shim Hyung Taek couldn't hear a word as the interviewer spoke. His tense nerves made his back damp with sweat. He said to himself, "This person is the same Black Scythe who killed me 5 times. Because of the real Ryu's Black Scythe, he almost missed the chance to rank among the top players in the 4th round. He wasted 50 precious minutes that could have been used to eliminate more opponents and increase his stats. His dream was to meet him in real life and asking him why he went to such lengths to kill him. And now, fate had brought them face to face. But his thoughts were interrupted by hearing the interviewer telling him, "Black Flame Dragon? What's going on? Aren't you going to greet him?" Shim Hyung nervously, "Oh, hello. I'm Black Flame Dragon," and Fat Black Scythe nodded with arms crossed, saying, "I am Black Scythe." No one dared to interrupt his audacious self-introduction, considering his status as the top-ranked player in the entire region. However, Shim Hyung-taek found it perplexing, and he said to himself, "What's this? Doesn't he even recognize me?" He had expected Black Scythe to instantly recall his nickname and realize who he was, the one who fell victim to his relentless attacks in the 4th round. So he glanced at Black Scythe again, but the expression remained impassive, showing no trace of recognition. At this time, Shim Hyung knew that this person was fake, because how could Black Scythe possibly have forgotten his nickname? After all the times he killed him? On the other hand, Ryu Min was smiling, saying to himself that fat person must have worked hard to mimic me so perfectly. But this imposter held the key to unlocking the doppelganger rune. That's why Ryu Min, currently operating under the nickname Little Croc, assumed this disguise. The conditions for obtaining the rune of doppelgangers were straightforward, but far from easy. To acquire it, one had to commit murder while impersonating another person in a hidden location where the rune is concealed. Yet, today was the day when this bizarre act would become a reality. The one impersonating the infamous Black Scythe would commit a heinous crime and obtain the coveted rune of doppelgangers. Then Ryu Min delved into the thoughts of the impersonator. They truly believe I am the Black Scythe? How foolish. It's surprisingly easy to deceive them. This imposter, currently impersonating the identity of the Black Scythe, went by the nickname Cuckoo. He stumbled upon the rune of doppelgangers and eventually earned the title Doppelganger. For now, he may go unnoticed, but once he possesses the rune of doppelgangers, he'll become infamous, not for his virtuous deeds, but for his malicious exploits. After all, he had shamelessly abused the power of the rune of doppelgangers for various criminal endeavors. That's to be expected. He was nothing more than a criminal to begin with. From loan fraud to pyramid schemes, scams, counterfeit coins, hacking cryptocurrency exchanges, and even voice phishing, there was hardly a lucrative deceit he hadn't dabbled in. He was an expert fraudster with a wealth of experience. As Planed, Ryu Min concealed his satisfaction behind a satisfied smile as he faced the imposter. He said to himself, "I will manipulate this man's abilities to claim the rune of doppelgangers." It was an opportunity to obtain the hidden rune, a chance not to be missed. The part ends here. I know the pictures are bad, but this is the only way to watch the manga now because the parts of the real manga will be in 2 months. So, write a comment if you want me to finish the rest of the parts, or if I should wait 2 months.